So we'll see what is attack access controls. Um, this is the sixth step in web application hacking methodology. First five were footprinting web infrastructure, analyze web applications, bypass client-side controls, attack authentication mechanism, attack authorization schemes. Note authorization versus access control. If the authorization involves defining a policy, access control puts the policies to work. These two terms aren't interchangeable. So within attack access controls, we have exploit insecure access controls and access control attack methods. So we'll go to exploit insecure access control. So within exploit insecure access control, we have parameter based access control, referrer based access control, location based access control. So parameter based access control, any web application consists of various request parameters such as cookies and query string parameters. The application determines the access granted to a request based on these parameters. That is, parameters determine what kind of access can be given. Some parameters might be assigned to admin or normal user. If an attacker can determine these parameters assigned to admin and can use them in their request, then they can gain access to admin privileges. So next we'll see referrer based access control. Note in HTTP, referrer, um, notice the misspelling of referrer where double R is the actual spelling is REF double REFE double RER, but this is REFE RER. So in HTTP, referrer is the name of an optional HTTP header field that identifies the address of the web page, that is URI or IRI, from which the resource has been requested. So in some web applications, the HTTP referrer is the foundation for major access control decisions. The HTTP referrer is considered unsafe. The attacker can use it and manipulate it to any value. That's this is what is given in Aspen book. No explanation about how or why it is unsafe and how it is used by the attackers. So from examination point of view, um, just remember this HTTP referrer are not safe because the attacker can change this referrer to any other websites. So next, location based access control. So we saw parameter based access control, referrer based access control. Now we'll see a location based access control. Attackers can bypass location based access control using a web proxy, a VPN, a data roaming enabled mobile device, direct manipulation of client side mechanisms. Note location based access control LBAC has been suggested as a means to improve IT security. By grounding users and systems to particular location, attackers supposedly have more difficulty in compromising a system. However, the motivation behind the LBAC and its potential benefits are not been investigated thoroughly. So, access control attack methods. Attack with different user accounts. Attempt to access the application with different user accounts. If there is any broken access control in the web application, it allows you to access the resources and functionality as a legitimate user. You can use tools such as Burp Suite to access and compare two different user contexts. Attack multi-stage processes. In this process, the user gets his job done by multiple entries at multiple levels. In other words, there will be multiple requests sent to the server from client to achieve the object. To attack such a process, each and every request to the server should be captured and tested for access controls. Another way to attack a multi-stage process manually is to walk through a protected multi-stage process several times in your browser and use proxy tools to switch the session tokens applied in different requests to that of a less privileged user. Attack static resources. A static resource is a resource which will not be changed frequently, and this can be stored on client's browser end unless required to prevent load on web server and loading the site faster at client end. Identify the web applications where the protected static resources are accessed by the URLs. Attempt to request these URLs directly and check whether they are providing access to unauthorized users. Here the key is if these static resources are accessed in URL. So attack direct access to methods. Web application accept certain requests that provide direct access to server side APIs. If there are any access control weakness in these direct access methods, an attacker can exploit them and compromise the system. Attack restrictions on HTTP methods. Note HTTP methods are get, post, put, delete, trace, and options. It is important to test different HTTP methods such as get, post, put, delete, trace, and options. The attacker modifies the HTTP methods to compromise web applications. If the web application accepts these modified requests, the access controls can be bypassed. Okay, I think this is about the web application hacking methodology. So now let's look at the web API, webhooks, and web shell in the next video.